Welcome to the video. This time we're looking at the ASUS Flip C433, a 14-inch fully convertible touchscreen Chromebook that if you follow me on Twitter, you'll have seen I picked up recently for just £184. That's about $250 US. It is a grade A refurb, but it looks to me to be brand new based on the condition and the fact that it has 0 battery cycles. It typically retails for about £300 brand new here in the UK. That's about $408 US. So this seems like a great bargain. This version I have features an Intel 8th Gen Core M3 processor, 4GB of RAM and 64GB of storage. There's similar configurations out there with up to 8GB of RAM and 128GB of storage. It weighs in at under 3.4 pounds, that's about 1.47 kg, so it's not the lightest or the heaviest Chromebook in this size, and it does feel a bit mixed in terms of its quality with the aluminum or aluminium lid and a plastic bottom and a plastic keyboard deck, which, as you may have seen in my YouTube Shorts video, features a bit of flex. It's going to get ChromeOS updates all the way through to the AUE date of June 2026. As this is a flip model like the other ASUS Flip I've reviewed on the channel, it is fully convertible, so you can pop it into various different modes like this temp mode. The physical keyboard is disabled at this point, so don't worry about that, as it is when you flip it around to be in tablet mode, becoming that bit chunkier as you can see, but perfectly usable. ChromeOS tablet mode as usual, not as good as Android, but the touchscreen is nice and responsive and you'll be able to use that functionality. And then you've got a final mode, which is kind of a halfway house with the keyboard deck facing down, disabled as I mentioned, and the screen facing up. Pretty good if you want to watch a movie and have the speakers firing up as well as on the side. And I'll show you where those are as we take a look at the ports and connectivity on this. So on the left hand side of the machine, and it's actually over here on the right, that grill there on the side as well as underneath that I'll show you now, that's actually the speaker. So it kind of fires sound out the side and underneath, and it's pretty good. Obviously it's mirrored on the other side as well. And then when we look at the actual ports here on the left hand side, you've got the USB-C over there on the left. That's for charging and data. You've got the charging LED indication next to it. Then you've got a full-size USB-A port. You've got a headphone jack. You've got a volume rocker. You may have seen my YouTube Shorts video on that. The only odd thing here is that the volume up and volume down are kind of opposite size to how you'd expect. Makes a bit more sense when it's in tablet mode. And then finally you've got the power button there. Moving around to the right hand side of the machine, as you'd expect, that speaker setup is mirrored, and I'll give you a demo of those speakers in just a minute. You've then got a micro SD card reader slot, which is very handy to have, and then you've got a second USB-C port, so you can charge this machine on either side depending on your desk setup. Pretty handy to have. I'll just show you the bottom of the machine now, not too much to see. You've seen those speaker grills, and you've got the 4 feet there for stability. The output from the speaker setup I've shown you really isn't too bad at all. It's not really tinny like it is on some Chromebooks. I'm going to play you the outro of one of my videos now to try and give you an impression, and I'll link to it in the video description down below so you can compare. Here it is. This is now my go-to power bank, so I think it's pretty easy to recommend, but let me know what you think in the comments down below. Now I want to show you the keyboard deck next. It's definitely a two-hand job to get this open, so let's get that open and show you. And this is where I've got some problems. I've already shown you the flex in it because it is plastic, which is a bit annoying. It's not too bad when you're typing day to day on it, but if you put any pressure on it, you've seen what happened there. There's some good here as well. I mean, that trackpad, it's a nice decent size. It's not glass unfortunately though, and there is just a bit of travel in there that I'll show you in just a minute when I give you a demo. And the keyboard is backlit, but if I show you how it looks during the day when it's backlit, because it's silver, it just makes it a bit more difficult to see. So really I just turn that off during the day. Now let's give you that quick demo of what it's like to type on and use the trackpad. The 14-inch Full HD touchscreen on the C433 is pretty nice. The viewing angles are good. It gets bright enough. That's the only thing I'd like to see go that little bit higher. And as you can see, the touch response is decent too. Performance overall is zippy as well with the Core M3 processor. It is a fanless design. I do feel a bit of heat sometimes if I'm using it on my lap just because of that thin plastic bottom. But certainly with say 14 tabs plus open, the battery will get me through what I'd call a normal use day with no problem. The webcam on the Flip C433 is pretty mediocre. mediocre. Here's an example photo taken on it, and then here's some example video showing some of the other Chromebooks that have been reviewed on the channel. You can see it looks pretty washed out. It's a 0.9 megapixel webcam offering 720p video. It does the job, but not much more than that. Even the charging brick is a bit unique on this machine, this kind of square rather than the rectangle. And along with some of the other quirks I've shown you, if you're not put off this machine, I recommend you do consider it, but weigh up the competition, including the machine I'm showing you on the right hand side here. It's the HP X360 14C Chromebook, and I'm going to link you to the full video review so you can go check it out in detail right now.